Hi there, I hope you're all keeping safe. I want to talk to you today about feeding garden birds. If you're going to get just one feeder, if you haven't got room for a great big feeding station, then I'd strongly advise you get a seed feeder similar to this. They come in various guises, but they're all more or less the same sort of thing. You have little ports, little seed hopper ports here and here. Many that you see in shops will have plastic, clear plastic. That's okay, but it won't last forever. It eventually suffers in sunlight and will break down, become brittle and shatter. And if you've got a really persistent squirrel, a plastic tube can be chewed through. This one that we produce, is made from a stainless steel mesh, so it's going to be very strong and last really well. It's important that you make sure you can clean your feeder easily. This one, the bottom pops off simply, and so you can flush it through. And that's to prevent birds from transmitting disease from one bird to the next as they stick their face in these little seed hoppers. Besides that, you want to make sure that it's got strong hanging points and that the lid is nice and secure. This one can't be lifted off by a squirrel or by a big bird. And the perches too. I used to be quite an advocate of some perches that are rounded and give small passerines like goldfinches the opportunity to face inwards, but I have noticed that those perches also help large birds like jackdaws get a toehold, and they can clean out a feeder in the morning. So these simple straight perches, you still get goldfinch, greenfinch and others visiting, but the bigger jackdaws will have difficulty getting a purchase and being able to raid your feeder. Now I want to talk to you about the food you put in something like this. You want to use a mix like this. This is one we produce. It's called Mix 2. It's premium free-flowing seed mix. And within this mixture are black sunflowers in the shell, sunflower hearts. We've got kibbled peanuts. That's peanuts broken up into little bits. We've got hemp and we've got red millet. And just that. I'd always strongly advise going for a mix which has got only good ingredients that you know all the passerines, all the garden birds are going to favour. A mix like this is going to attract a host of different species. The red millet in particular is loved by tree sparrows, so if you're lucky enough to have tree sparrows in your neighbourhood, great. The sunflower still in the shell helps the mix flow freely through the feeder. It lasts really well. So if you haven't got lots and lots of birds visiting and cleaning your feeder out over 2 or 3 days, then it'll last really well. And it's loved by species like greenfinch. They particularly target the sunflower still in the shell because they can crack it with their beak, and so can some of the other finches. The sunflower hearts, loved by just about everything, and the hemp also, but you've got to be careful. So there's not too much hemp in there, just enough, but not too much, otherwise birds just gorge on it and they'll make them fat. You don't want fat garden birds. You want them to build up a fat layer, but not to get obese. So make sure that you pick a really good mix of food, good quality contents, and yeah, feel free to feed your birds throughout the year, because you're doing them a service and they're doing you a great service by gracing you with their presence every time they show up.